Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Coffee COVID with Jen and Sharon this morning. My poor colleague Sharon is a little under the weather. You may have heard there's this thing going around called COVID. I'm not sure if you've heard of it, but poor Sharon, her number was up today. So how are you feeling?
Not too bad. I feel like I have a cold, so I can't complain about that.
All right. Yay, vaccines.
Yes.
Yay, vaccines. Yeah. Okay. Good. And hopefully, so far, nobody else in your household has got the scratchy throat and the telltale signs. Everybody's
fingers crossed. I think only two of us were at the event that we think we caught it from. So,
yeah, right, I know. We'll I'm hearing many more people again. This is sort of like Christmas 2.0. Does it only come around holidays? Because now
I don't know.
Easter and Passover and Ramadan and oh my gosh, I think there's another holiday in there too, and I apologize to whoever's holiday I'm leaving off the list. There's a bunch. Yeah. So whoever you are and wherever you are, if you are unfortunately under the weather with COVID over the holidays, just know you're not alone because Sharon is right in quarantine with you.
Thank you, Jessica, for your well wishes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, don't worry, Jessica. You won't get it from her.
Well, that's what we thought. Yeah,
right.
You never know how it's transmitting now.
We don't really know everything about it. So we're going to keep it kind of light and short today so that Sharon can go rest. But we were chatting a little bit on Monday, and if you were at our Facebook Live on Monday, this came up a little bit tangentially. The idea that it's really helpful as parents for us to have outside interests that I know our kids don't believe that there's ever anything that could be more interesting than raising them. But there has to be something in our lives beyond work and raising our kids for a couple of different reasons. And one is when they go off to wherever they're going to go after they leave your house, because we do hope someday they will leave your house. You don't want there to be this big hole where you're like, what do I do with this time and this energy and this caring that I need to give? So that's one reason that we talked about on Monday. But the more I was cogitating on this, I was realizing it's really good for us to have what I would call adult extracurriculars as well, because there's so many other things that we're modeling so many other things to our kids that we keep telling them they have to do. Like, try something new, get out of your comfort zone.
Right.
Do we do it? Do we show them why there are benefits to that? And hopefully we do. So anyway, I'm going to tell you that I know, Sharon, that you happen to have at least 3 outside interests that I find very interesting.
I do.
I hope your kids find them interesting too. One is, I know she started playing pickleball this year. I know that because I did too. We haven't played with each other yet. Maybe someday.
No.
But that was fun. Like we tell our kids, go out, try out for a sport. And it can be daunting to learn something new, right?
Right.
Like, I was a little nervous. Like, will I get picked for a team? It gave me so much empathy for them. Like that feeling of, oh, what if I'm really terrible at this? Will people be gentle with me? Will they laugh about how bad I am? And I will tell you, pickleball people are really nice. So they're very accommodating.
Should I tell you about one of my other ones?
Yes.
So I've been helping with this stray cat or feral cat colony. So the idea is to get them all fixed so that there's not massive amounts of kittens living on the street. Right. But sometimes they don't get fixed fast enough, and a cat has kittens. So yesterday, COVID or not, I brought home a kitten.
What?
I have a kitten next to me in my office.
Wait, can this be show and tell?
He's actually sleeping right now, so I'm gonna bring the computer to you.
All right.
I
don't want to wait.
You tell me if you can see Mr. Fritz here.
Hi, baby. Welcome to Sharon's office. It's a very nice place to be.
That was
that is so adorable.
I did not do a very good job of getting the computer in the right spot, but
we got a little glimpse. You know what? Maybe later, in the comments, could you put a couple pictures of Fritz for our kitten-loving audience? There, I know there's some out there. I know there's cat haters out there. I don't want to hear from you. If you don't like cats, fine. Don't like cats, but we just want to hear from the people who want to see the kitten pictures.
I'll tell you, if you I mean, this is not rocket science. Everybody knows this. But if you have that caring urge and your kids are not into it anymore, get a puppy or a kitten, because they will wake up in the middle of the night Crying, just like a
Oh,
baby.
just like a baby. Oh, yeah. Oh,
Jessica.
Jessica. Yeah. Who wouldn't love Fritz? He just needs somebody. Jessica, do you need a kitten? We should talk
Hmm.
offline later. This kitten is going to be available for adoption in the
Yes.
not so distant
He's not
future.
he's not staying here. My cats
Yeah,
are not
I
interested.
think Jessica's roommate has a dog, so that might not work. But anyway,
Mm,
okay.
mm.
So in this particular instance, what is it that you think is beneficial to your kids for you having this particular outside interest?
Well, I think there's a lot of things. I mean, I don't know what I'm doing. Like you said, this is new to me. I don't know all the ins and outs. I think it exposes them to something new without them having to do it. So it's almost like, a mommy and me kind of thing. My
Mhm.
daughters like to come along when I am going to, you know,
Kitten rescue.
yeah, or feed. They couldn't come yesterday because I was doing it alone because I have COVID.
Right.
Um, but they like to come along and be involved, and it's almost like they could get a taste of another activity without them even doing it. So our interests expose them to new things without them having to do everything in the world,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
And obviously it's just, any kind of caring activity, any kind of volunteer activity, I just think expands their hearts and helps them to see the difference that small actions can make. And I mean,
Absolutely. And also, you do happen to have somebody under your roof who has interest in animals, and
yes.
this is a possible career exploration opportunity for that child. I think maybe Fritz is going to need a little bit of health care, maybe some minor, maybe some drops or something, and maybe
Yes.
that's an opportunity for them to test it out in a pretty safe environment and to decide, hey, this is something I'd like to explore further. Maybe it will lead to that child volunteering at a pet shelter or something, or at a
Right.
vet's office. Who knows? It might open some doors for them in that way too. So,
Right.
so I have an unusual-ish extracurricular interest, hobby, if you will. I sing with a women's a cappella
Yes.
group, and I think this is good for my kids for a few reasons. First of all, it gets me out of their hair. There's at least one night a week where they know I will not be bothering them about anything because this is my time with my friends and I'm enjoying it. And I come back a happier person. I um, I like the fact that they've come to some of our concerts, and it's so fun for them to be the ones to encourage me
Yes.
for a change and to go cheer me on. They're like, it's singing a cappella is like doing stand up. There's no safety net. Everybody can hear you when you make a mistake. You have to be able to laugh at yourself when things go off the rails because it does. Those are all those vulnerabilities. I am really happy to see my kids see me doing that and handling it and kind of getting over it. Like,
Right.
all right, well, that didn't go the way it was supposed to go, but you laugh it off. It's I just think there's so many things that we get a lot out of it, but I think our kids do too from watching us develop these outside interests. And by the way, if you're watching and you have an unusual or fun hobby or activity or extracurricular interest, go ahead and throw it in the chat because I would like to know, what do you do with that time that you're not worrying about your kids?
Yeah, it doesn't have to be fun, or I mean, it should be fun, I guess, but it doesn't have to be unusual either.
Yeah.
But one of the benefits I think too is showing a balanced life. We're always on our kids to do their homework, and most of us are employed, and we're working on our jobs, and we're working on housework, and it's just a reminder that we can have fun too, and
Yeah,
fun is an important part of life. Um,
absolutely.
yeah, and
Yeah, we preach about the kind of work-life balance. Um, we want them to not just only be doing school and sport or school. I mean, and sport could be their outlet, but for some kids, sport is so much of their life. It is like another job for them.
yeah,
Um,
it's
so
true.
I love it when there's a kid who has some other thing that they can do that is just goofy, fun. There's no stakes in it. Like maybe they're learning to play the harmonica. I mean, hopefully not, because oh my God, in your house, do you want to hear that?
Let's say
Forget I
crochet.
mentioned that one. That's a terrible idea, but you know what I mean. Something that is just for them and just for fun. It kind of like runs
Origami,
part of
or
your brain. Oh, origami. That's
they're
very
just
fun.
like something that is, what we should forget about hobbies. I mean, we're saying extracurriculars, but
Right,
extracurricular has this sense of like something you put on the college
right,
application. It
right,
has the idea of another job it
right.
built into it. But hobbies, like we used to have hobbies when we were kids. Do our kids still have hobbies? And we can have hobbies as adults too, or
Right.
extracurriculars, whatever you want to call it.
Absolutely. Just something that is outside of the work and parenting realm and that shows them a fuller dimension of life, I think is really helpful for them to see. So whatever your kids are doing or not doing, we'd love to hear about it. And whatever you're doing or not doing, we want to hear about it. And if you want to adopt a kitten, you need to put that in the comments for Sharon. I don't think we can, ship out of state. That's probably not going to happen.
Yeah, we're in Ohio, just so you know.
Ohio, but it sounds like there's going to be plenty more where that sweet kitten.
We've got to get the other 3. We've got to get the other 3. There were 4 kittens, and I could only grab 1. So
back you're going. You got to go get the siblings.
That's right. That's the plan.
Well, thanks for joining us this morning, and we're hoping Sharon's feeling better for next week.
Thank you for putting up with my sniffles.
Anytime. I hope you feel better. And if you're celebrating any of the aforementioned holidays, we hope that they are happy ones and healthy ones. And we'll see you again next week.
All right. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you soon.